restaurant profitability and the strategies. So the first thing is the positioning, right? So first thing we discuss is the positioning of the restaurant. What is the positioning and the concept statement? How you are going to position your restaurant? Is going to be high class or the medium range or the low volume like a freestanding restaurant. You can have different positioning, and you can have a different concept design. You can have it fine dining, because every design comes with a cost, not only the manufacturing cost but the operation cost as well. Because if you consider your design to be a very unique, or the very like compartmentalized, then the cost of labor will increase, because you need more people, more manpower to serve the guest. Rather than is a hall type, then it's easy to see, one person can see around the whole thing. So you need less manpower. Otherwise, you need to have one manpower for each cabin or each section. So it depends on the design. Then the cost of the labor and your food will also be different. Then you may need more equipments, more lighting, more maintenance if you have a complicated design of the restaurant. But it's a simple design, then it's less cost of maintenance, less cost of staff, less cost of the running equipments. Okay. Then the next step is to identify your customer profile, customer segment. Who are your customers based on your profiling, based on your market segment, target market segment. So who is your customer? Are they the businessman? Are they family? Are they social events function? Or they are tourists? Or they are local businessmen? Who are they actually? And then you're going to profile them up. So the segmentation is important to understand. But ideally, we suggest not to go after only one segment. At least target 2 to 3 segments at one time, which are related to each other. Like you can target the tourists and the families together, or you can target for the lunch you can target business people, for the dinner you can target families, or you can target the tourists for both. Tourists are general. You can target both segments plus tourists plus the other. Reason being is, if let's say if you're targeting only the tourists, if one day like Myanmar now the tourists are down by at least 30 to 40%, your restaurant will be empty. You have nothing to serve. But if you are targeting only the local business, then you are losing a big opportunity on the tourism, right? And tourism mostly are paying the highest average check, because they are here for leisure. So they have the spending power more than what the local businessman can produce. But you can see around in the Yangon, there are many type of restaurants, right? There are restaurants who are serving only the local businessmen, like Golden Duck, or the wedding functions only. So the concept statement of the restaurant design depends on that, but they are also not targeting only one segment. They are targeting multiple segments. They are targeting groups as well. They are targeting tourists, Chinese tourists as well, and then they are targeting the evening for the families, right? So it's different. No one restaurant should be targeting one segment. You will always be targeting multiple segments. So, but the importance is to identify what are your exact segments, and what are their profiles, how they are going to book. First, you design the segment is okay, but after that you need to see who is the customer profile, how they are going to book your restaurant, because your marketing efforts will depend on the customer profile. If you don't understand how the customer are looking for the restaurant, they are young people, then they may be going to the Facebook. Or if they are old people, they will not go to the Facebook. They may be going to the word of mouth, or they will be going to the newspapers. So if you are targeting young people, but advertising in newspaper is useless. Nobody read newspaper now, right? They all go to the Facebook, or they all go to the malls. So there you can do the marketing. So the customer profile that's why it's really important to understand. And then the food design, the menu design, the menu presentation, it all should be appealing to your right profile, right customer profile, not as a general. So we see a mismatch between the restaurants and the customer profiles. So sometimes they are not talking to each other. They are not targeting the right customer, or they are not producing the right design. The next step that we have is the competition. So once you have designed all this, so you're going to look at who are your competition. Why I didn't put competition in the beginning is because you cannot follow everyone. You have everything now. So if you think of competition first, or where you have less competition, then you may not able to find your right restaurant. So the competition analysis is done in the third stage. Reason being, first understand your own capabilities, what you want to do, what is your vision, and then you're gonna find out how many other people are doing it in the city, in the market. So who is your competition? Your competition is not somebody. If you are in Yangon, you will not have a competition with somebody sitting in Mandalay, even though they give you this exact same thing. Even if you have a restaurant in, let's say, Ledan Center, your competition will not be somebody who is in downtown. Your competition will be only with the people who surrounding the Ledan. I am providing the similar customer profiles, right? So that's your competition. Not everybody is your competition. You cannot compete with a food court in for a freestanding restaurant or a fine dining restaurant. They have to provide the same services. They have to target the same customer profile, and the price range also should be same. Correct? And then after that, after doing the competition analysis, then you are designing your menu and do the costing of menu, right? So first you have once you have done all this, then your food menu design is coming. What are you going to produce? How the name of the restaurant, how the name of the food or the food item will be there, because to differentiate between the different soup, even the like normal tomato soup, you can actually name it differently to differentiate from your competitors. Then you can charge a different price. If you say just only a cream tomato soup in every restaurant, somebody is charging $3 and you are going to charge for $5, nobody will pay you, because is the customer, he will understand what are the. So menu design, I have put together some of the concept on how to do the menu and the price design. So we will be discussing that in the future slides. Then you have a standard service sequence. So how you are going to the service, like we discussed earlier, how when you are going to upsell depends on your service sequence. How long you're going to take to spend to take the order, how your food will be delivered, will it be delivered in cover, will it be delivered in trolley, those all things you are defining after that. And then finally you will be deciding on this, doing the monitoring the performance. So these are the different steps of doing a restaurant business, planning a restaurant business. Okay. I will be now. We will be giving up the. After this, we will be looking at some more concepts. I will send you the slides, the PDF slides. You have your email given at the downstairs, right? Yes. So you will get the PDF of the slideshow. Don't worry. But you can take notes of whatever you want to do, right? So the positioning and concept is depend on, they can be different as we discussed earlier. It can be a lower income range, middle income, high income, upscale, depending on these are the different possible segments for the positioning. And then the concepts can be casual dining, fine dining, family style, cuisine specialty, what kind of cuisine you are. Nowadays, there are restaurants which are serving only Chinese, only Koreans, only Japanese, and there are now fusion restaurants also. They are now serving both, or mixing the cuisine into Chinese, Korean, with the local like Myanmar specialties, so Myanmar Chinese, right, or Indian Myanmar also. So you can have different fusion. Fusion is now in quite popular, I think. Yeah, it's getting popular. And then the location characteristics. What are the location characteristics? Because the location of the restaurant is also one of the deciding factors who will come to the restaurant. If you have a restaurant in the Ledan Center, mostly young couples will come. Sorry, young couples. Yeah, young students will come because it's very near to the Yangon University. But if you have a restaurant in near the Summit Park View, there's the embassy area. Yeah. So the most of the embassy people, businessmen will come to the restaurant. But in that case, they will come only for lunch. Ideally, not very much for the dinner, right? And so it depends on the where is the location. So the market will be different to that location because of the traffic as well in Yangon. Yeah. If there's no much traffic, then you can reach from anywhere, one corner of the Yangon to another corner of the to eat is no problem. But because of traffic, you don't want to travel too far. Maybe you want to travel somewhere within around like 1 kilometer to 2 kilometer radius. Okay, so that's the thing for positioning and concepts. Okay, so now we're gonna do look at some of the customer profiling, customer segmentation, how we do the customer segmentation and profiling. So how we do it? We divide them for the like business meetings. We divide them for family, funds, social functions, and tourist groups. There can be more. This is just only example. And then why we do it? Why we do that? Because of the price sensitivity is different. The person who is coming for business, he will pay a different price than the person who come for a family. He may not pay that. The family may not pay a very high price even for the same things. But the businessman will not really be worried about the price so much. Rather than he will be worried about the sensitivity or the secularity of the space he is sitting, how convenient it is for him to conduct the meetings. Because businessmen normally they don't go for lunch, only for eating, right? They go for lunch meetings or they go for breakfast meetings like Fuji House. Yeah. That's for business meetings, not for the food. So even though you may not like the food, but you may like the place. You like the place, you like the convenience of coming into the Golden Valley or exiting from the Golden Valley is near to the American Embassy. But that's why it's ideal for the business meetings. I also do my business meeting sometime in the Fuji House because it's very convenient from my house, from my office, anytime. You can do it for breakfast, you can do it for lunch. I'm not promoting Fuji House. Huh? Yeah. So the idea is to define the price sensitivity because for each segment has a different sensitivity. Each segment is going for a different purpose. So families for fun will not go every day. Families for fun will go maybe once a week or on the weekends or maybe once a month depending on their budget. But business is regular. For businessmen, business is regular, right? So social functions will not have to happen every day because you don't have birthday every day, you don't have wedding every day, you don't have the anniversaries every day. You have it only quite often. So you are targeting, if you target only one business segment, then you are losing money on the others. But they can be separate. One single place can serve multiple segments very easily, especially for if you are talking about different meal periods, right? Business, you can do breakfast in the morning for business, lunch you can do the business again, and the dinner you can do the families, because families will not go for lunch or breakfast usually, they go for dinner. And social functions, you can go for the off-peak periods because it depends on how they don't need to wait for the Saturday, Sunday. The birthdays can fall on any day, anniversary can fall on any day, right? So and tourist is only a high season or low season. Low season you will be die of your restaurant because there is no tourist. But if in the high season you will be having a lot of tourists. So the restaurant should be able to agile itself. So it should be able to change the concept quite fast so that you can target multiple groups. In the low season you can target local businesses, high season you can target the tourists as well as the local businesses. Okay, so then you do the profile. Profile you are normally doing in terms of age, in terms of income group, in terms of habit, in terms of the mode of booking, how they are going to book. So why we do the profiling? Because as again we said, the service sequence, the style of service, the marketing will all depend on the different demographics. Different age group will require different marketing. Different income group will see different things. They will not. Somebody will see newspapers. Somebody will see magazines. Somebody will go to the high-end malls, or somebody will go to the Ledan Center for their normal entertainment or promotions. So where you advertise, also it depends on the concept of your customer profile. Who is your customer profile? Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. So after that, we do a competition analysis. That was our third step, right? The competition analysis. So the competition analysis we normally do in 4 terms: favorable, unfavorable, internal factors, and external factors. So the favorable and internal factors are your strengths. So we divide into favorable strengths because these are favorable things to you, and the strengths can be internal and external as well. So the strengths are the things which are helpful for you. So which means like maybe you have a new restaurant. So that's your strength. You may have an expatriate chef which other restaurants don't have. So the factors which positively affects your restaurant compared to your competition. But remember, the competition is only limited to somebody who is near you, providing the same concept, providing the targeting the same customer, and is in the same price range. Not somebody you cannot compare Shangri-La service apart, Shangri-La, some restaurant in Shangri-La compared to downtown restaurant. They will not be compatible. They may be encroaching into each other's business to a certain extent for a short period of time, but in long run, they are not competitors. So they normally don't compete each other. Okay. Then you have some weaknesses. Weaknesses are something which is favorable of your competition, not your side. So maybe like for example, we are saying the reputation, our reputation may be low, but the competitor or competitors' reputation is very high. Maybe the food is not so good, but their reputation is maybe good also. Or they are very near to the business center, business district, while we are maybe a more walking distance. So you cannot come by walking, you cannot come by car. So it depends. Then you have some external threats. So the threats are something which can damage the things. So maybe the competition is offering a lower rate, or they are competing. They are doing some like other promotions which you cannot do, or which you are not doing. And then you have some opportunities which are external conditions which can help. Means like in the future. This was for a hotel. So the example is to show that okay, maybe a corporate office was moving near to your hotel or near to your restaurant, so you will get benefit because most of the people will go for lunch where they will only come to you if the office is not providing the meal in their restaurant, right? Or they at least they will go for the meetings. Okay, and then while conducting the SWOT analysis, we need to separate the factors between the internal and external factors, and then develop the strategies that will help to improve the hotel's competitive position or the restaurant's competitive position. So, what strategy will be there to capitalize on your strength because you can market it easily, right? And then what strategy you need to use to convert the opportunity into your own favor. And then what will you do for your weakness? So how you are going to improve your reputation score, how you are going to improve your food cost, or how you are going to tackle the distance between the different maybe sometime like we for example my hotel in Bangkok was far from the downtown, far from the business district. So what we did is so nobody was willing to come and stay with us for the business because we were quite far. So what we did is we run a shuttle in the morning and in the afternoon. So shuttle between from our hotel to the district center for free. So the people get convenience. They don't need to call taxi. More is not about the price because the taxi is cheap. You can go for $1. You can go to the business center. That's not a problem. The problem is the convenience. People don't need to look for the taxi. They don't need to wait. They don't need to go for the other things. We are providing them early in the morning. You just come. We are doing like a shuttle, 15 minutes, 30 minutes each time. So they can sit and go, no problem. There, even though there are metro station right next to our restaurant, right next to our hotel, there was a metro station which was leading directly to the central business district. But we still run our shuttle. The reason being that we don't want our customers to walk to the metro station and take the train to go there. We want them to sit from the lobby and then go there and then sit stuck in the business center and wherever they want to go. We were providing like shuttle for whole city. So even not only business district, they can go anywhere in the city. Even though it was a cost for us, but it was a huge advantage because then we can market it as a positive strength that we are providing to our customer. Okay, so that is the about the